Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be checking out the absolute best-selling, highest-rated, most popular makeup that you can get at Sephora. I'm actually quite surprised at some of these selections. I've been trolling the Sephora website, trolling all of the reviews, the best-selling products, the highest-rated products, and basically the products that are most loved by the most people. So I've got a big selection here in front of me. I've got one from each category, and basically I'm going to do a full face using the highest rated products, and I'm going to let you know whether or not I actually agree with their rating. So some of these I've tried before, some of these products I haven't. Basically, we're going to find out whether or not they're actually worth the money, because a lot of these are actually quite expensive too. So if you're interested in seeing that, then please stick around. All right, guys, and this one far outbet literally every other base product on Sephora. I was really surprised, and it's actually a product that I've never tried before. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now, I'm not familiar with this product at all. I've actually never tried it, but I do know of some people in my life personally that have this, that love it, that continually repurchase it. Ooh, it's enriched with some kind of filler that acts like a digitally enhanced filter on the skin, soft focuses, perfects, and illuminates. Oh, so there's two ways that you can use this: all over the skin by itself to give a flawless filter, or also on top of foundation if you want extra coverage. Okay, this here is what it looks like. It's kind of like a primer slash a foundation slash a topper. It's kind of like a little bit of everything, so I'm really curious to give this a go. And like, people sing its praises like you would not believe. I mean, it kind of looks like a foundation. I've just applied a little bit on my forehead there just to kind of see what's going to happen. Oh, okay, it does give the skin a really beautiful glow, actually. You know what? I think, oh my God, that's insanely glowy. You know what? How about I put the foundation on first and then we'll use this, because I don't think it's quite going to give me enough coverage for the look that I'm going for today, but I'm very intrigued. Okay, one of the absolute best-selling foundations at Sephora is still the Fenty Beauty Foundation. Everybody still loves this. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk was also right up there. I would have used the Giorgio Armani one, but I need a new bottle, so the Fenty one. I mean, they were literally both rated basically the same. Like, everybody loves these. I adore both formulas. I love this formula. It's a really, really nice lightweight foundation. It lasts great on oily skin. The shade range is phenomenal. That's one thing I think we all know Fenty like very, very well for. They're incredibly inclusive with all of their shades. So I'm just sort of buffing this over the skin. I mean, that Charlotte Tilbury product on my forehead, literally, it looks like heaven on the skin. But like I said, I don't think it was going to be enough coverage. All right, so I've got a thin layer of the Fenty foundation on. Let's go back in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Honestly, I'm very curious about this. I'm going to put a little on my forehead, a little on my cheeks, and I'll pop a little on my chin. Should I do it on my nose? I'm kind of scared because I'm an oily skin type. Like, is this going to melt off my skin in about 0.3 seconds? We'll find out. And I'm just going to sort of blend it over with a sponge instead of a brush. Oh, yes, it is adding like some extra coverage to my foundation and a really pretty glow on the skin. Like, it's definitely really, really pretty. I can see why people love this. For me, I think I might prefer it on the skin. Oh, but look at my forehead. Ooh, that's beautiful. For me, I think that this would be a natural, no makeup kind of a day, and I would just wear it over my skin as a bit of a filter rather than like a full coverage look. It may be borderline a little too glowy for my... Oh, but look at that. Ah, I see you guys. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to hold off on my final thoughts on this one because I just want to see sort of how it melts into the skin, how it goes. and what it ends up looking like, I am very glowy. She's glowy and hoey, but I'm not mad about it either. Now for brows, and absolutely the brow product that beats out all of the brow products on Sephora is still the Abh Dipbrow Pomade. It's quite funny, and I mean, I've spoken to you guys before, I no longer really use brow products like this. I just find them to be a little bit too heavy, a little bit too full on, but this one's pretty much rated, I feel like it was like 4.8 out of 5 stars, and there was like 15,000 reviews or something. Like, it is a very loved product. And I mean, at the time when we were all using these sort of heavier brow products, this was definitely one of my favorites. It was always one of the ones that I would go for. So I'm just taking one of our angled brushes, and what I'm going to do is actually sort of draw in, if I can, little individual brow hairs, just to get it to look a little more natural. Like I said, like the full-on kind of heavy block brow look right in this current week is just not my thing, but I reckon the trend will come back. So I'm absolutely going to hold on to these. It's a really good product. They last really, really well on the skin, you know, sweat-proof, oil-proof. They don't transfer off. Like, this is the kind of product, like, once it's in your brows, it's not going anywhere. So definitely understand why people are obsessed with this one. And if you've got a really, really nice fine pointed angle brush, you can definitely get it to look really, really super natural. So let's fill in the brow with these, and then we're going to move on to eyes. I'm actually really excited that the eyeshadow, well, one of the eyeshadow palettes that are the highest rated is also one of my faves. Yay. Okay, moving on to eye primer, the absolute most loved and most highest 5-star rated eyeshadow primers are the Nars Pro Prime. This is their smudge-proof eyeshadow base, but also the Urban Decay Primer Potion. The two of these are like fighting it out for top spot. I've gone with the Nars one today, and interestingly enough, Nars, I mean, my qualm with this was always that it wasn't tinted. I don't really like eyeshadow primers that are not tinted because, and I mean, I'm such a broken record. You guys hear me say this all of the time. I need coverage on my eyes. I just, you know, eyeshadow needs to be on a clean slate, a clean canvas. So Nars did actually release a tinted version of this, but it's not the tinted version that's super, super high rated and one of the best sellers. It's the original. So that's this one here, and it's not tinted at all. It's kind of almost like a silicone kind of a textured eyeshadow primer. It does dry down to a semi-matte finish. I think it's pretty good, but for me, I really need my coverage. So yeah, it's definitely not a favorite for me, this one. Okay, so there were quite a few really high-rated, really best-selling eyeshadow palettes on Sephora. Tartlet in Bloom was one of them, but I smashed mine on a bathroom floor, I want to say about 8 months ago, so I need to repurchase that one. Another one was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. Very highly adored, highly loved. I absolutely back that as well. I actually wore that eyeshadow palette on my wedding day. It is a gorgeous eyeshadow palette. But another one that rates very, very highly is this one here. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Volume. It's the Volume 5. I'm so glad that everybody loves this because I am obsessed with this palette. It is phenomenal. It is very heavy on the purple tones, but it's actually quite a versatile, usable palette, despite the fact that it does have so much purple in here. If you were to get rid of the purples, it's sort of more of like a neutral brown kind of a palette. There's pops of pink, there's pops of gold, you've got a really nice matte white, you've got deep dark browns. It literally is the palette that can do everything. I love this, I'm obsessed with this, and I totally agree with it being one of the highest rated and best selling palettes at Sephora. There's just so many textures in it too, like, oh, look at this really beautiful smoky purple. It's got an amazing pressed glitter. Look at this amazing silver. Like, they're also buttery, incredibly pigmented. The formulations are amazing in this one. And it's just generally like a very easy eyeshadow palette to work with and to blend with and to use. It is gorgeous. Now, being that I have used this palette on my channel many other times, and I will link the other tutorials that I have done with this in the description bar down below, but let's try and use some colors that I've not actually used on camera before. So let's go in with this really beautiful deep maroon. Maybe we'll use this one here. Maybe a bit of gold, just something a little bit different. I've done a lot of purple looks with this, and I've also done neutral looks. So like it's, oh, I just love this. I literally could like sing its praises all day. I'm obsessed with it. So starting out with this shade first. So it's like a matte pinky purple. E2. Yes, it's E2. I'm going to blend that one kind of through the upper crease, just as a bit of a transition shade. It's insanely pigmented. Like, So that's what I mean. I've done so many looks with this palette. I'm never disappointed. I'm never like, oh, you know, that shadow's not blending so well. I'm not so much loving the look. Every time I use it, I'm like, yes, obsessed. But obviously, if you hate purple eyeshadow, probably not worth the investment for you. So layering that color up, packing it down. And then what I'm actually going to do next, I'm going to take this shade here, E4, which is like a matte tan light brown, a slightly larger and fluffier blending brush. And I will link all the brushes that I use in the description bar. They're obviously from my brand, Nikkia Joy Cosmetics. I'm just going to sort of slightly and very gently run that over the top of that pink to really sort of haze it into the skin, and almost, it adds like an element of warmth right to the outer corner. It's just a really easy way of getting your eyeshadows to really come together. Okay, going into this amazing, it is a purple and it is a brown. It's kind of like a mixture of both, but it's got a beautiful sparkle in it as well. What is this one? D3. Picking that one up on a flat shader brush, I'm going to pack that right in the outer corner of my eye. It's sort of like a matte, but it does have a very sort of satin kind of a shimmer to it. It's going to add like a bit of a smokiness to the outer corner. So just packing that down and kind of using tiny little smudging motions to sort of just like haze out the edges there. And then going back in with that pinky shade, just on a small like pencil brush, I'm just sort of softly hazing that edge out. Just the tiniest little bit. Let's do something a little bit fun, a little bit sparkly. Let's go in with this amazing shimmer here. It's kind of like a gold, kind of like a pink. It's like a bit of a duochrome color. And I'm going to pack that on the inner corner there. Oh, every time I use this palette, I fall more in love with it. It's beautiful. I am obsessed with this entire situation. To finish, I'm going to take the matte white. I'm going to put a little of this on the inner corner. And see like the pigmentation of that? It is like, dang. It's like next level pigmented. And we'll also put the tiniest little bit on the brow bone just to lift it. And then maybe going back in with that shimmer, kind of overlapping over that white there. Easy, the easiest eye look ever. Everything that you create with this palette looks perfect. So I'm going to quickly do the other eye and then we will move on. All right, through the lower lash line, I'm just going in with a little A5 now, just to kind of smoke things up down there. Oh, my eyes look like a setting sun and I've never been happier about it. Sort of smoking that up. Obviously, you know, we've got a little bit of glitter fallout. We're going to do concealer. We're going to do a clean up on aisle 7. But I'm just going to sort of lay down a base color just to get things started. Okay, highest rated, best selling mascara at Sephora. And there were, I want to say about 3, but the Lancome Hypnose. Oh my goodness. Everybody raves on about this, swears by this, says it's the best mascara ever. And you know what? This is a product that I've used before and I have to say I do agree. It's a gorgeous mascara. It's got a little bristle brush. One thing that I do find with it is it just, like the little rim that comes in it to pull the mascara wand out of, it's a little bit too big. And I do find that I have to scrape a fair bit of product off before I can actually apply it, because it can get like a little bit, I don't know, clumpy if you just sort of use all the product that's on the brush. That's one thing that I will say. But, you know, it's a beautiful formula. It gives lots of length. It gives lots of volume. It's really long lasting. It's an amazing mascara. It's going to be a little tricky to see because of that dark eyeshadow in the outer corner, but it just gives your lashes so much volume, so much length. It is definitely a good one. So I might chuck some lashes on off camera just to really make these eyes pop. I'm just going to go for something really natural. Probably our Natasha lash. I'm going to go with our Natasha lash. And then we can go back to the skin. And we need to talk about this Charlotte Tilbury situation that's going on here. Okay, let's move back onto the skin. Now, the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, surprisingly, even though it's been sitting on my skin for quite some time now, it actually, it has not gotten sticky. It has not gotten super oily, but it has given my skin the most insane glow. I don't know, hopefully you guys, hopefully it's transferring through on camera, Can you see how like incredibly glowy my skin is? Like I'm mostly impressed with my forehead. I'm like, whoa, she's glowy. It's actually a really interesting product. I'm excited to try it on my skin with absolutely nothing else on because I'm really like, ooh, like maybe this is like going to be like my daily, you know, those days when you're like, I don't want to wear makeup, but I want to look like a supermodel. Those days. Now for concealer, and this one did actually surprise me because this is not a concealer that I typically find myself reaching for, but the highest rated and best selling concealer at Sephora, well, one of, is the Hourglass Vanish concealer. Now this is a fairly high coverage concealer. It does have a really nice creamy sort of a texture. It's not a bad product at all, but for whatever reason, I don't know, I never find myself reaching for it. So maybe today will change that though, because I have found like recently I've been using products that I've not really reached for in a while, and I've been like, oh, I remember why I bought this. If I could have one of those moments with this concealer, that would make my afternoon. It would. Okay, so blending this into the skin. I'm also curious to see how this blends over top of that Charlotte Tilbury product. And also, being an oily skin type, I have to powder this down. So how glowy is it gonna look after I've powdered it down? It's an experiment today. We're experimenting. Oh, you guys, this concealer's really beautiful. Oh, is this another one of those products that I've had and I just like literally forgot to use? I feel like maybe it is because it's blending out so seamlessly. It's covering everything and it literally looks flawless on the skin. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're having a moment. Yes. So I'm bringing that all the way up underneath that eyeshadow in my lower lash line. We'll come back and we'll smudge it out a little more. But basically correcting any darkness, any redness, any discoloration under there. Oh my God, that concealer. Oh, I did not expect that. Like, look at that under eye. She is bright. She is lifted. She is happy. She's drank her water. She's eaten her vegetables. She's getting lots of sleep at night. She's doing all the things. Love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me know in the comments, how do you think my skin is looking at this point? Does it look better than it does normally? Because I am feeling this situation and I need to know what you think. So, setting powder. Still the best selling setting powder at Sephora as far as loose setting powders go is the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. Kind of pains me to use this again because obviously I'm ride or die for my own setting powder, our Velvet finishing powder. But we're sticking with accuracy today. Now this is a really beautiful setting powder. It doesn't leave really too much texture on the skin and it's great for oily skin types. But one thing that I did always find with this particular formulation is it started out looking really dry until my oils came through. It was never really like 100% flawless. And also do not recommend this one for dry or mature skin types. It can just be a little too drying on the skin. It can get a bit cracky and a bit like kind of cakey for those dry and those more mature skin types. But yeah, definitely does a great job at controlling oil. And if I had to choose one loose setting powder that was available at Sephora, if you forced me into it, I would definitely choose this one. Although the Too Faced matte, the peach one, I love that one, but that may be discontinued now, potentially. So pushing that all into the skin, setting everything down. Okay, absolute hands down, most loved, best selling, highest rated bronzer, Nars Laguna bronzer. And I support this 1000%. It is tried and tested. I have loved this product for years. Very smooth on the skin, blends seamlessly, always looks great, and it never gets like patchy or cakey or just weird looking on the skin. It's also, I feel, in my opinion, the perfect blend between a cool tone and a warm tone bronzer. Just very easy to work with. I feel like sometimes bronzers, and I mean, I'm sure you've probably come across it, sometimes bronzers work against you. Sometimes they just try and make your life difficult. Bronzers are like parking inspectors. You got to keep an eye out. Like they're always like around the corner, like waiting to mess you up. But this one, I don't know. It's easy. It's a dream to work with. It always looks beautiful and it's such a flattering universal color. I love this and I totally agree with this being one of the best selling bronzers at Sephora. I'm gonna do a little jawline action. I mean, it never hurts, does it? Oh, that eyeshadow. Look how sparkly it is. Literally the easiest eyeshadow look ever. Oh, I love that palette. All right, one of the highest rated and best selling blushes on Sephora at the minute, and this is another one that I definitely agree with, is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. I've got the shade Happy. This does come in so many shades. This is honestly one of the nicest liquid blushes. It just always looks beautiful. One thing that I will say is go easy. They are incredibly pigmented and it can get a little hectic. So my recommendation for application for this one is take the applicator, and it does actually look like a little lip gloss tube almost. Take the applicator, pop a dot of it on the back of your hand. You can apply it before you powder, you can apply it after you powder. It really does not matter. But go in with your foundation sponge. You don't need to worry about having a clean foundation sponge, and kind of dab it onto the skin where you have applied it and almost blend it into the back of your hand, because this will pick up the tiniest amount of the blush on the sponge, and then just start to layer that over the skin. It adds a really beautiful soft hint of color, and it's really long lasting as well. Like for me, again, oily skin, normally liquid blushes, I'm like, oh, I need to stay away from you. They usually will melt off my face, but this lasts. Like it dries down to like a beautiful velvety matte. I'm obsessed with this formula, and I'm so glad that there are so many others that are obsessed with it too. I really want to try more Rare Beauty. Like, I feel like everything that I try from them, I'm like, oh, yes, need. They're so good. So we've got that on the skin now. Moving on to highlighter, and this is actually one that I was like, curious. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's just not a highlighter that I use. It is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo in, I've got the shade Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, but guys, these far outranked literally every highlighter on Sephora. Like, as far as highest rated reviews and most reviewed, these ones were well and truly up there. I do love that, you know, you get two formulations in the one pan. One formula, like one side is like usually a little bit shinier, whereas the other side's more of like a satin. Like, I do like that you kind of get two shades and two textures. But yeah, I just don't really find myself reaching for them. I don't know why. I think maybe I've got too many, because it's not like it's a bad formula. I just have other highlighters that I love more, basically. So, yeah, I guess probably not the most helpful opinion, but, yeah, they are smooth. I do think that I mean, that looks pretty on the skin, you can't deny it, and it's not really emphasizing too much texture. I do think this particular shade might be a little too sort of on the pearlescent side for me. I like to lean towards something a little bit more champagne / like golden. But yeah, it's a really nice smooth formula. Actually, you know what? Let's pop a little of this sort of right on the inner corner just to brighten that up a little. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to run the bronzer through the lower lash line, so let's do that now quickly too. Doing this just really ties like your whole makeup look together. It makes such a huge difference. Like if you look at this side, look at this eye in comparison to this eye, and like sort of just generally the makeup on this side in comparison to this side, this looks a lot more tied together, and it looks like, I don't know, I've spent more time working on it. It's a magic makeup artist trick, trust me. All right, moving on to lips. By far the most popular, most loved, highest rated, most reviewed lip pencils on Sephora are the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liners. So I believe these were recently reformulated. I'm not sure if they were reformulated or if it's this particular one that is so super popular. It's the only one I could get my hands on though. Now, shade-wise, I have Sun Baked here. And these are their brand new lip liners. They do come, like I was looking at the shade range. Oh, so many amazing shades of these. But I'm gonna line my lips with this one. Yeah, that's a really nice formula actually. Not too creamy, not too dry. I'm pretty fussy when it comes to lip liners. Like, I don't like them too creamy, because then when you're trying to line your lips and you just end up like going like, and you end up with lip liner everywhere. Or if they're too dry, it can be like torturously painful, like dragging it over your lips. It's a really good blend of like, you know, the perfect texture. It's a really pretty like neutral nude pinky color too. And then lastly, to finish off with lips, this is such a throwback, you guys. I remember before I even started my own YouTube channel, watching the beauty bloggers with these YSL. They are the Rouge Velopte Shine. They're basically like a cross between a lip balm and a lip gloss and a lipstick. They're kind of like a fusion of them all. But these were the most coveted, the most wanted, and the most expensive lipsticks that were kind of trending at the time. Do you know what's hilarious? They're still the highest rated, most loved, and most reviewed lip product on Sephora to this day. And they are a beautiful formula. They're kind of like a tinted lip balm. I'll show you. They add like a very subtle kind of like shine to the lips. They're very lightweight and they've got like this beautiful, I don't know, I wouldn't say it was like watermelon, but it is like a fruity kind of a scent. I just find this to be so deja vu because I've like literally not touched these for years, like since they were, and I mean, if you look back at my videos, and probably I would advise you not to, they're super awkward. It's super weird. But if you go back to my videos from when I first started my channel, like I was collecting these. I displayed them, you know, behind me on the counter. I was so proud of like my little collection of YSL lipsticks. How cool that they're still the highest rated. Definitely an iconic product, very hydrating, very lightweight. Definitely understand why these are still very, very loved. But here you go, guys. This is the finished look, full face of the absolute highest rated, best selling products at Sephora. I'm actually, as far as all of the products that I mean, you know, you've watched me talk through this entire tutorial about which ones I love and which ones I don't. The one that I'm most curious about is this Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I am going to try this on my skin tomorrow with no other foundation. I really love the way that it gave the skin a beautiful glow. And I feel like even though I have set my skin down with that setting powder, I feel like it is still a little bit glowy. Like it does sort of still shine through, but it's not like tacky or sticky at all. I'm very curious about this product. But let me know in the comments which product was your favorite, or if you liked the finished look, or if you hated it. I'm low-key obsessed with this eyeshadow. I feel like I need to go downstairs and batter my lashes at Brandon. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the entire look and whether or not you agree with these products being the highest rated products at Sephora. I love you guys heaps. I hope that you enjoyed the video and I will catch you all in my next one.